In Demon Slayer, there are special abilities that function as true hacks within the story, allowing humans to face demons on equal footing. This happens because a demon has an absurd advantage, possessing strength, speed, and regeneration far beyond that of a normal human. So, throughout the story, we see some characters awakening abilities that break this natural balance and massively elevate the level of combat. And that is exactly what we are going to analyze in this video. How many hacks exist, how they work, who can use them, and most importantly, how they are awakened. But here's a warning. This video contains spoilers from the manga, especially from the final arcs. So if you haven't followed that part yet, be aware. And before we start, tell me here in the comments, who is your favorite Hashira and your favorite Upper Moon? Now then, let's get into the video. How many hacks are there? Within the story, the main hacks that Demon Slayers can awaken are Demon Slayer Mark, Red Blade, Transparent World, and Selfless State. And the most absurd part is that a single character can awaken all of them at the same time, reaching a level completely beyond the norm. Demon Slayer Mark. Let's start with the most basic one and the first to be introduced, the Demon Slayer Mark. The mark appears as a special pattern on the user's body, usually related to their breathing style. For example, Sanemi has a mark similar to a windmill, Mitsuri has a mark that resembles a heart, Gyome shows cracks across his body, and Tomioka has a mark similar to flowing water. In practice, the mark functions as an absurd multiplier of physical attributes. It drastically increases the user's strength, speed, and perception, placing them at a completely different level in battle. As an ability granted by the mark, both the user's strength and speed are multiplied 100 times. A clear example of this is Tanjiro in the Entertainment District, where he states that he needs a strength 100 times greater to cut off Gyutaro's neck. And right after that, his mark is activated, with Gyutaro emphasizing Tanjiro's mark as he is being decapitated. Another example is in the Infinity Castle, where Akaza clearly notices the increase in Tomioka's speed after the awakening of the mark. How to awaken the mark? There are some known ways within the story. The first is to be born with this power, as was the case with Yoruichi. The second is through extreme physical conditions in a near-death situation. Heart rate above 200 beats per minute, body temperature above 39 degrees. When these conditions are reached near an original user of the mark, it can spread, as happened during the Hashira training. And there is also a rarer and more specific case, involving the absorption of demonic power, as happened with Genya and Kaigaku. Although this already involves much more dangerous external factors, since both consume the blood or flesh of Kokushibo, who had the original mark that spread to them. Red Blade. The next hack is the Red Blade. We know that the main advantage of demons is their regeneration, so it doesn't matter how many times they are cut, they always recover in the blink of an eye. The Red Blade appears precisely as a response to this. It prevents the regeneration of demons for a period, making it possible to cause permanent damage or death. The greatest example of this is Muzan himself, who was never able to fully heal from the cuts made by Yoruichi when these legends crossed paths on the street. How to activate the Red Blade? There are two main ways. The first is through extreme physical strength, pressing the sword until it overheats, just like Obanai attempted in the final arc during the battle against Muzan. But while trying this maneuver, Obanai felt dizzy and almost fainted from the amount of force he had to apply to try to activate the Red Blade. The second way is through the clash between blades, causing them to enter a temporary crimson state. Sanemi and Gyome discovered this by chance in the battle against Kokushibo and replicated it in the battle against Muzan, with Sanemi taking advantage of an opening to attack Tomioka, who defended himself from the attack, where both activated the Red Blade, and Gyome, who clashed his two weapons, awakening the Red Blade. And there is a unique case involving Tanjiro, who used Nezuko's demonic flames to activate his blade, something completely out of the norm. Transparent World. The Transparent World is one of the most overpowered abilities in the series. With it, the user can literally see the inside of the opponent's body, including muscles, blood flow, and movements even before they happen. This gives an absurd advantage in combat, allowing attacks to be predicted with extreme precision. This state requires extremely advanced mental and physical control, where the user enters a level of almost perfect concentration. Tanjiro, Gyomei, and Tokito were all able to access this state, even in completely different situations. Selfless state. Finally, we have the selfless state. This ability is basically the opposite of fighting instinct. The user eliminates their intent to fight, making it impossible to be read by techniques that detect fighting spirit, such as Akaza's compass. That is exactly what allowed Tanjiro to surprise Akaza, something that had never happened before. Unable to predict the movements, Akaza falls into despair when faced with something completely new to him. Only 3 characters have demonstrated the ability to achieve this skill: Tanjiro, Yoriichi, and Tanjiro, Tanjiro's father. At the end of the story, Tanjiro manages to combine all of these hacks at the same time. This, together with the refined sun breathing, places him at a level above all the other demon slayers of his generation, surpassing all the Hashira at their respective peaks, and placing Tanjiro as the person closest to Yoriichi, even with Muzan making it clear that there was an abyss between Tanjiro and Yoriichi, but that it would only be a matter of time until Tanjiro would be capable of surpassing Yoriichi as a swordsman. That's where the video ends, and I sincerely thank each and every one of you who has been supporting me here on the channel. If you can leave a like, I'd really appreciate it. It helps me a lot. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos, and we're in this together.